All across our region, there are developing projects underway. Urban renewal in downtown Columbus, new urbanist and urban development projects in the suburbs, and many revitalization efforts in Central Ohio's outlying communities. This next segment explores that development and what's next for our region.
I think that over the next several decades, places like Columbus and Indianapolis probably hold the future for the Midwest. It's not likely to be Detroit or Chicago or Cleveland or Pittsburgh, no disrespect to those great communities. The future is likely to be in places like Columbus.
And we all have to benchmark, I suppose. And we've been doing a lot of it in Columbus, I think. What's going on in Indianapolis, what's going on in Charlotte, what's going on in Minneapolis. One of my predictions, I think, for what's coming is that we're going to move out of that benchmarking phase, and in fact, Columbus will become the benchmark city.
But also heard, well, we're doing okay because we're doing better in Cleveland or Cincinnati. That's not our benchmark. If that's our vision, if that's what we're looking up to, then we're falling short. Our vision, our view has to be much higher.
What will our community look like a decade from now? It doesn't happen by putting a shovel in the ground and building something and finishing a project in a year. It's really a decades-long journey.
It has to be about what are we trying to accomplish as a region? What do we want to look like? Where do we want to grow and sustain ourselves? What kind of jobs do we want to create? And then how do we create the built environment that allows us to expand and support that shared vision?
Well, I think it's developing inside of what is already Columbus. I think that's a great idea, and I think they should try to continue that. I mean, places like the Arena District that was, well, there was nothing there, but it's close to downtown, in walking distance of things. I think it's a great idea. The yard they're doing in Grandview, that's another one of those where they're developing, so they're not just pushing out and pushing out and pushing out. Take what you have and do something with it. I think that's pretty forward thinking.
I think one of the challenges that we have is that our downtown is so broadly defined. But, cutting up downtown into smaller segments, and we see that even in the Arena District, and I won't call it downtown, but you see it in the short north. I mean, they're more compact, walkable, very populous. People like being around a lot of people.
The Arena District is being observed by lots of cities across the country. Easton was the same way. I think that cities will look to what we're doing with City Center, with the creation of that downtown park. I think that what you'll see is that rather than Columbus trying to imitate other cities, there'll be more and more cities that will look to Columbus for their inspiration.
We had some challenges. City Center was a challenge, and it was going to remain vacant and abandoned for the next 100 years unless we did something like tear it down.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I go back to tearing down City Center. I don't know why they had to do that so quick. I mean, it was a beautiful building still, and it seemed like, I don't know, it's almost like the thing was radioactive or something, and they had to get rid of it before the entire city exploded.
'Cause I don't know which way to go.
What a waste. That was the perfect place for the casino. But it's the city's own fault. They allowed Easton, they allowed Polaris. It was bound to kill City Center, and it did, deader than hell.